Hello. Okay, so this seems to be working, so that is good. Hello everybody, whether watching this live or archived. Okay, so yes, today is Tuesday, so Milton Valley Railroad building. Hello Kangafango. Hey everyone with that smiley. That's, I don't think, part of Twitch's default set. I think you probably... Did you paste that in? You probably pasted that in. Hi, Mr. W. Hello. Hello, Marky. Hello to you too. Welcome. Hey ho, hey ho. Two blueies. Yes, because you're both blue. Starting very soon, true. Woo! Yay! Ow! Ow! Did you hurt yourself? I will be green then, said Marquis, and he was green. I would say a nice dark lime. Nice color. Ooh, test. Nice blue there. Green! I meant green. XD. I was distracted. Hey. Stream title. We used a big drill bit here. Yes, we did. Shadows, not a Twitch one. Yeah, copy and paste it from Emojipedia. Well, there you go then. As you can see, still getting brighter outside. So, well, it's technically not at this point. At this point, it is getting darker because we're in the evening, as you can probably tell. But overall, it's getting brighter outside. At least on this half of the planet. So, with all that explained, let it commence. So last time I started building a tunnel, which some people who were watching this were under the impression that the lead up to the tunnel was final. That I was going to leave that huge cutting there, leading up to the tunnel, where the top of it was not that big of a difference to where it was cut through. That is not the case. I will be changing that. I will definitely be changing that. So, let the root building commence. Oh, by the way, VC today? Up to you. Although it will get brighter tomorrow morning. True, very true. Just a reminder, today's the lead up final. The lead up final. Why? Or let up final. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Also, this is now floating. These dig holes are really quite strange. Sometimes the objects you place there just float. I don't know why. If you've used them before, if you know how to better use them, so that they're not... I mean, it's the same thing with the objects. If I move the objects around, then they will... Okay, for example, let me grab one of these boulders. If I place it down here, you can see it's on the ground. If I move it along here, you can see suddenly it kind of... It's like it thinks that the terrain is here. Same with the camera, even though it's not there. And the same thing over here, where the terrain is actually up here. It just kind of vanishes into the ground. And it is because of the dig holes, which I need to use because of... so busy to get a tunnel entrance. I think the issue persists with all of them. Right. Wait, VC is up to me? Well, you as a collective. VC, I might do it later, but I'm currently a bit busy. A bit busy playing Shadow of the Colossus. Okay. Right. Trainz, lead up. You just said some people thought it would be final. Oh right, I get it. Yeah, I get floating rocks. Yeah, dig holes are strange. Alright. Hope everyone's alright tonight. How are we all tonight? Well, I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. I think I can speak for myself when I say that I am good. I had that problem too. It's a bug in Tiers 19. Yeah, same with my fictional Welsh Riviera map. Good, thank you. Battling the 15th Colossus. So the second to last one. Or possibly 14th, I forgot. I think it's the 15th. Aha, I was correct. Trainz, me? A collective? Yes, you're part of a collective. Right, Trainz, bit busy. Yes, and also eating. Yeah, there's always a good combination. So you, I just and then you can say, no, you can't the game can't hear what you're saying, so when you say, no, don't do that, no, to the game because you speak to the game, you don't want your character to die, so you say, no, don't hit me. But the game can't hear you because you're busy eating, so that's a great combination. Because yes, of course, the game, Shadow of the Colossus, of course, recognizes what you're saying to it, and then responds accordingly, as I'm sure you know that this is a very well-known fact. So, alright, good luck and enjoy. XD. Okay, so let's work on... okay, sure. Let's work on this cutting. I thought I might cut this bit, but I'll leave it in the stream. And so just kind of doing a bit like this, and of course also lowering this side a bit so it doesn't look like a huge cutting, but instead a natural, well, divot, I guess you might say, a natural divot, natural depression in the terrain. Okay, straighten this bit. This bit should be fine as well. This still needs a little bit of work, just so that there isn't this hill going up like that. I want this to be like one slope going down to the edge and then, well, cutting off basically. So a bit more like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, well, a little bit. It can do with a little bit more smoothing. I know I've just selected a huge brush, but that really did the job, so that's fine. And by the way, this isn't the actual main line, this is the other main line. The main line is coming down from up here, going down like this, and then I'll have these kind of suburban area kind of start around here, kind of where the junction comes in about, and then I'll carry on for a little bit and then go into the terminus. I'll probably have a little bit of a yard where there will be some branches over to some industries as well. And that's going to be the main line ending, at least this end of the main line. I do want to have at least one station off to for this other main line, so that I can use it in sessions. Which is also incidentally the reason why this goes into 4 tracks, because, well, the 2 main lines join. Although one thing I'm not sure yet is whether I want to keep the pattern to be let's go from left to right, so to be going down, up, or whether I want it to be down, down, up, so that I could have, so that maybe the outer 2 tracks are used for passenger trains, perhaps. So the rightmost one taking them up the line, leftmost one taking them down the line, and then the inner 2 maybe for freight trains. That, because if I have stations along this, I will probably only have 2 platforms. So on the outside one, so one on the left, one on the right, which would mean that stopping passenger trains wouldn't be held up by freight trains, or the other way around. Freight trains wouldn't be held up by stopping passenger trains. Although, having it the other way might also be fun, so that then trains wouldn't necessarily be able to have to cross over that much on this crossing. Actually, that's something to think about for later. So, yeah, I did have a situation where I was where I tried to press enter on this to send something and accidentally pressed unpause and let go. Oh, I see. Uh-oh, sounds quite panicky. Yeah, this one's a tricky one. It was tricky puzzling out the way to get up to him, and it's a bit fiddly on him too. I did love the last one though, might have been my favorite. Last, as in most recent, one I've defeated. Alright, I've barely seen anything of this game, just a few pictures. Is there also a serpent in the game? I think there is. I think 3 of them could be classified as serpents. One of them being in the water, if I remember correctly, or if I remember rightly, rather. And the other 2 going into the sand. And one of these other 2 can also fly. Alright, thanks for the info. Oh. There you go. Right, so I think I want to incorporate a bit more of this kind of rocky design with the boulders in the... this bit here, this embankment... Actually, I can zoom in, that'll make it a bit clearer. This grassy embankment here, mossy embankment, that actually is Plime. Which, if I go over to the other side, you can see I haven't put any rocks in here yet. So that's something I want to do now. So let's see. Hopefully this will work reasonably well. I think this fits quite nicely over here. I need another one. I'll need another one sort of around there-ish. I can see how far down I have to move it. And the thing is, I don't know if this will stay like this or if it will jump back up again later. Also, I'll probably have to reload the route just to be able to see how this, well, how this looks when I reload it, because that was when the other rocks started to float. Needs a bit of a connection up there. Yeah, that should do. Oh, not that one. That one. Just something to connect this. Maybe twist it a bit. Yeah, over like this is more what I had in mind. Looks a bit bulbous. But maybe we can work with that. Like that. Okay. I will also, of course, need to place the boulders along the embankment and embed them into the walls, which should be a lot faster and easier because I don't have to deal with any bugs caused by dig holes. To kind of blend it in a bit more. Not a car pickup. No. Alright, so. I know don't worry, this isn't finished yet. I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not finished yet. No prob. Anywho, Shadows, what's on the schedule today? In addition to grounding the floating rocks. Well, I would like to work on the tunnel entrances, so on the tunnels themselves, on the embankments leading up to the tunnel, and I would like to ideally finish this area. So this is going to be a forested hill, so I would ideally like to place the forest on here as well, and then get this looking okay. If there's still time left afterwards, I would like to continue this road here, this little dirt road, and the pylons, and kind of work on this kind of bit in between here. So between where the 2 main lines are, and then kind of maybe also do some work back there, but I think that's probably going to be a bit too much. So, right. Adding more rocks. And anything not tunnel related? Like he's doing now. Adding more rocks. Who knows? Only time and or Shardis will tell. I presume Shardis does, that's why I asked. Shardis bulbous. What does? The rocks. How are you today, Marky? Fine, thanks, Kango. How are you? I'm fine too, thanks. We'll see how this looks. Maybe, I mean, depending on how this, I will probably also, actually I might not. I might also put in some splines here to kind of work in conjunction with the rock objects. Perhaps. Yeah, it needs more rocks. Kind of connecting these areas together, I think. Okay. Tunnel entrances can be quite easy to do, but sometimes they can also be really tricky. It all depends on the situation that the tunnel is on, that the place that the tunnel is in, I mean. Where the tunnel is situated, that's what I meant to say. It will all look also a bit, it will also look like it fits a bit more in when I add trees. So when I put trees around it and bushes in these cracks and crevices as well. Okay. Maybe a bit also up here, so it doesn't just look like it's around the tunnel, but like maybe it's a little bit of a rocky face up here as well. This one needs another one next to it. Kind of maybe intersecting it a bit. It's like that. If you think there's going to be shrubbery and all that around here, I think that might look somewhat okay. It needs a little bit more over here though. Which, oh, that wasn't the ground. Of course it was. Which will come in the form of rocks, of course. Probably another one, maybe not this large. Maybe twist it like that. Then if I put it in like this maybe. Yeah, like that. So you can see it's actually more rocky, but the moss has kind of taken hold on some areas. Let me save. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to place a couple more. Just kind of along where this has been cut out. Let's see. A little bit more up top. We'll see if this looks good or not. I might replace some of this with splines, as I said before. Or supplement it with splines, maybe. Okay. Oh, by the way, Marky, thank you very much for those pictures of the mine. They were very, very interesting. I had seen a couple of photos of that specific mine before, but I couldn't really find any of those particular angles. It was very, very useful. And I say useful because I may or may not sometime in the future be planning to do a fictional UK route for which those could be very, very useful. So yes, thank you very much. Okay. So, with the right sort of textures applied, I think this could look quite nice. It does look quite crevassy, doesn't it? Or crevassy, how you want to say it. Yeah, this needs to go down a little bit. Okay, well, let's put in... Alright, this texture, that's exactly the one I wanted. Let's put in the ballast. And then let's see what it looks like, because that will change what it feels like as well. Is that a bit too much? I don't think it is. Okay, and then let's get a bit more of this kind of mossy texture. Paint a bit more along the edges here. Just kind of fill in some of these areas. This reminds me, I don't know why, but these rocks and this kind of mossy texture like this reminds me of, if any of you have been to Weymouth in the UK, specifically Portland, there's a lighthouse there called Portland Bill, and there are a lot of these sort of rocks around there. I'm not sure if those rocks are there to break water, or maybe to slow down the wind, perhaps. That could be another reason why they might have them there. Or maybe they're just leftovers from a lot of the quarrying that was there. But anyway, they had a lot of these sort of big boulders there, which I don't know why, but this reminds me of it. I'll reach out shortly. A little bit of it coming down here as well. Also up here, of course, a bit more of this texture. Kind of going like that, I think. That rock's sticking out a little bit strangely. Maybe twist it. Maybe sort of like that might be better. Yeah, like that. Also, this one's, I think, is that floating a little bit? No, it isn't. But this looks quite stretched. It needs another big rock, kind of like there, I think. And another little piece to plug in that hole there. Just sort of like this, maybe. That should be okay. A little piece there. Another one there. Okay, it will again look a bit different with trees and shrubs and such around. I think this looks quite good for a start. What do you think? Right. No problem. Felicity Madgwell. 15th Aprilius 1544 entry. After going out into the cobbled streets that had been wetted by the night's thunderstorm, my friend Dolores Campbell approached me, asking if I wanted to commandeer her greengrocer's stall for a few hours. Commandeer? Are you sure that's the right word? Baffled at first, I agreed. I'm only curious on what she's up to. I'm sure it's nothing big. Yeah, of course. Sure, she's just on adventures with an ex-count. Nice, looks very nice. Looking forward to the texturing of the train. Service. Not sure. No, it's Srevis. Skrivasi. Okay. Oh, crevice. Oh, crevice. Oh, I see. Crevice. Crevasi. UK. Aha, I see. Marquis says, I went there after seeing the 37s at Penzance. They were booked in the siding outside the station for 3 hours, so explored those mines, then went back to Penzance about 7 p.m. when they were back in the station. Oh, how nice. Yes, you've got it. Exactly that. Miss WS. Marquis, alright, sounds lovely. Sure nice. Oh yeah, Port and Bill, I've actually been there. It does look like that. Never been there before, but always wanted to go. So was a good opportunity, as it was a nice sunny evening. True. I like them as well. Sunny evenings, that is. Many years ago, 11 or so. Nice, Marquis. That old round texture. Yes, exactly. Indeedly do. It's also on the embankment spline used above the tunnel. Yes, that's why I chose it. Because I found it was actually a nice coincidence, because this embankment spline uses the texture as well, and this one was the best spline I could find to cover up the top of the tunnel, which is why I chose this texture, which actually fits quite well from a color point of view with the color of the rocks. Looks good, yeah. For a few hours. All right, the stall. There's X count. Nah. This is the other story. Oh, I see. Oh, right. Oh, I see. I remember. Yeah. Crevice. I see. But with A. Yeah. Not sure I pronounce that letter. Is it A? Or is it crevice? Crevice? I don't know. Right, so I'm going to leave this side of the tunnel alone for now. I want to work a little bit more on this side of things. There's not that much work to do here because the embankment's a lot shorter now on this side. Although it is also a bit steeper, so we may end up needing more rocks on this side, but I doubt. I mean, what are the chances of that happening? He says, already vigorously placing rocks. I may need to place a few more rocks in some areas like here, where there was a little edge of one of these rocks showing, because if I remove one of these rocks up high, you can see that they are kind of flat at the bottom, which, these boulders, which can look a bit strange. If you see a rock like that, you can just look at the underside, even especially when it's shaded like that. You know, one thing that I'm glad about that I did, and that is switch to TRS-19 from Trainz in Era. I don't know why, I just thought of that. As far as I know, the E winds the pitch of the syllable up a few notches. So it's not, instead of E, it's E, E, E. So, crevasse, is that what you mean? Crevasse. Because with crevasse, the E is a silent E, so it doesn't matter. E. Why? Oh, because of that thing, I remember. Ah, yes, that thing. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. No, that was too high. Da, 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 dun, dun. That was the right tone, I think. I think this rock might fit quite nicely in a few of these top areas because it is kind of slanted. So as kind of a transition piece between the two. So between the terrain and the boulders. Oh, also, I heard that Slovak Eagle is really putting in a lot of work on Central Europe. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a snippet of a map, and it looks like quite a lot of work. And he's actually posted something funny on Discord. I don't think he meant it as funny. It's in the public channel, so it's fine. Because I asked him whether, I forget what the actual station it was that one of the stations he was working on. He said, well, actually no, I asked whether it had a high-speed connection, so whether it had high-speed trains running through it, and then whether it was high-speed, I asked whether it was a high-speed connection to the city, and then he said that no, something similar to no, however, they do have a high-speed train, so they don't have a high-speed corridor, but they have a high-speed train. I think it's in Czechia, but... yeah, and that was like funny, like a single train, like a single high-speed train. The entire country has a single high-speed train, so yes, they technically do have a high-speed connection, if that is how you wish to interpret that. Maybe not the best way of saying it, because I don't exactly remember the wording, but if you're interested in exactly how it was worded, you can just go to the Discord and check it out if you want to. Obviously you don't have to, don't even need to. It's just something I remembered. Right. Okay, maybe one notch. Okay, maybe one notch. Like with enchant and enchanté. Oh, te. So enchanté and enchant. Enchant and enchanté. It adds another thing at the end. So you mean crevasse and crevasse. So you mean a bit more like the umlaut only with e at the end. So a. So a. So those two together a bit. You mean enchanté. All right, enchanté. Oh right, of course. Yes, I remember that now. Yes, Shadow Dice. Now you've got it. Oh, and hello, Feature. Or the Henlo. Hello. Hey. Hey, Feature. How are things going? Drill diameter? Well, we drilled this with it. So whatever diameter this is. Because the stream title is, we used a big drill bit here. As Kangafang already said. I will have to reload the route, just in case we, as I said before, just in case we get a bit more issues with the dickholes and the terrain misalignment things. Antics. Antics, that's another word that isn't used very often. This is really not that easy because of just how difficult it is to get the objects even vaguely in the right place. Looks a bit strange. There's like step ladder thing going on here at the moment. Yeah, I need some more pieces like this in between to kind of break up the pattern a bit. Come on, break it up, break it up. Yeah, this one's just too tiny. It was just stuck inside the other rock. I think something like, something like that maybe. Needs a bit more stuff there. Just kind of like this. Save again. And I will endeavor to not leave such big gaps between reading chat like I did last time. What happened last time was I was in the middle of doing a specific thing, so then I remembered, oh right, I should probably read chat now, but oh well, I'll just finish this one little thing. But then because this was on Saturday, I was quite tired. I forgot that I wanted to read chat, so I was, okay, I'm just doing stuff, maybe even talking about something. And then I was like, oh right, I should read chat. Okay, well let me just finish this one thing, and then it took a while before I read chat, which isn't ideal if you are doing a live stream, which is really the only place where you would have a live chat, unless you're maybe in another live chat room of some sort. Like maybe if you're customer support of some company, if you've got a live chat room, in which case it's also not ideal to keep the people you're chatting with live waiting. So yeah, I mean, I could make a joke out of this and then just keep talking on about for maybe 30 minutes about how I want to not have these large gaps between reading chat without reading chat. And that's like the joke, like that, haha, you said you didn't want this, but in saying it, you've done it, haha. And you probably wouldn't say haha because you're the people who would be negatively affected by that. So, well, I say negatively, you would get a joke out of it, but it's probably a joke that you wouldn't find that funny because it's not a very funny joke. I think I've probably said enough about this at the moment. So, once I want to paint this little area, so then you can have a little bit of a more pretty thing to look at while I'm reading chat. You can see even the brush is going over this, like there's terrain here. You can see it, even the brush is doing this. Right. A little bit more, I think. Just in a couple of places. Let's have up here maybe a bit more. Right, I'll save it and allow you to gaze upon the majesty, which is this tunnel entrance, of course. Oh, not that. I meant, is it control? No, it is alt. I want to get the flying camera in so you can get the full effect. Maybe not that far zoomed in, maybe more like this would look better. Ah, yeah, that looks better. Okay, and is that okay? Yeah, it should be okay. Should be fine. So let's read chat. If you're interested in how it was worded, why not join our friendly and loving Discord community over on Discord? Links down below. Why not join it? Just join it! Is that how you talk to your audiences, Kango Fango? It's the Tanner arch circumference diameter. Tanner as in... Oh, you mean because of the circumference? That, yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Tunnel arch, probably. It seems as if you didn't get the AK-47 types joke. Yeah, I know that's when you post all those pictures on Discord of all those weapons and things. Yeah, I did get there was a joke there, but I generally just don't really like weapons. I don't like looking at them very much either, so... I mean, for me, that joke wasn't particularly funny. However, I think that quite a few other people probably find it a lot more funny. A lot funnier, that's a better way of wording it. Anyways, antique antics with Arctic antlers. Sure. Vijay, yeah. What was the joke? In Russia, everything is AK. Ah, I'm thinking AK means that it's very powerful. Isn't AK a automatic something? It's very powerful. I think that the joke was the 47 is usually not regarded as that strong or powerful. What does AK stand for? Automat Kalashnikov. AK. Alright, I thought A probably stood for automatic. Thanks. Never heard of it though. Sure is. If the brush didn't follow it, it would be more concerning, I'd say. Well, the thing is, it's not everything that follows it. The mesh doesn't follow it. Shall I say my audience? Fa. Right. Oh, wrong camera still. I think... Well, we could use with a few more rocks. Let's just place a few more rocks until about 10 o'clock, and then we'll see how we continue. For those of you who know my schedule, my streaming schedule, will know why that joke may have been a little bit funny. Turn that a bit. $10 o'clocks later. No, not 10 o'clocks later. It's actually just, well, 1 1/4 o'clocks later. Assuming that o'clock refers to an hour. 1 hour. Ooh, that's a nice one for this bit. The way it's slanted. Like that. Okay. So, this is what it looks like from here. This is what it looks like from the other side. I think this still needs a bit of work. Of course it does, but we didn't finish it. But now I'll exit out, go back in and see if any of the rocks are floating. Hopefully I won't need to quit the game. It shouldn't do. Are any of them floating? This looks suspiciously similar to what it looked like before. Tell you what, I'll quit Trainz, go back in, just to make absolutely sure, and by absolutely sure I mean vaguely sure, that they won't suddenly float. Right, and then Vijay posted that joke. So with normal AK-47, but AK but small, and then another one, a whole bunch of versions that fires many bullets, pocket, something about the Romanian, a whole bunch of stuff. And then Kanga says, yeah, I know, Shadow's true. Vijay, I appreciate you typing it out, but I still don't get the joke, sorry. I don't really get it either. In Eastern Europe, everything is AK. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really get it either. Alright. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get the connection, but I don't see why that's funny. Bloody hell, Vijay, that. You must know about guns to get the joke. Yeah, well then, that's why I don't get it. There's, Mr. W says, a lot of numbers. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't. Right, so this looks, again, suspiciously non-floaty. And all of this as well. So, I think we should probably drive something down there. Do I have anything that would be fitting? Oh, I've got the Flying Yankee, might do that. Those are all the Canadian things. Right, those are the other ones. ICE 3 set, nope. Oh, this one maybe. Oh, wrong thing. Let's place it on the root layer actually. Ah, there we go. That's, I think, a good one. And if we are doing it, so they're both going in the same sort of so the two left ones are going down, the two right ones are going up, then this train would probably go on this track. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see what it's like when driving through it. That's probs Y then. Okay. I think it may have been a slightly different loco, but I think that I actually used either this loco or a very similar loco in the session tutorial that I made. Not the tips one, but the basics of session rules and things like that. I did that on this map. It was up near Nothesir. But yeah, that's actually kind of a nice return to the map for the loco. If it is this one indeed. Or it was a similar one. Okay. Not sure if this one's payware or not. So the speed limit is going to be, on the main line it's going to be 50. Well, here on this bit I want to have it be a bit faster. However, back there, after the junction, it's going to be 55 actually. Over the junctions I'm probably going to have it be 30, maybe 40, probably 30. I think this looks quite nice. Imagine the hill covered in trees as well. Right, so now that the train has completely cleared the junctions, let's accelerate up to 55. You can see the bump on the little map on the bottom. Oh, we've got a maximum grade of 4.14%. That's quite a lot, although it's only a short one. I'm gonna have to use the interior camera for this because the outer one... Actually, no, it works. Ah, so it does work. It does... So the camera bit of this... Yeah, this is the really, really steep bit. Just coming out of that tunnel there. But it's only a very short bit. So that should be fine. I thought the grade tool in the editor said a different number there. Actually, let's... I will go out or into the main menu just so I don't have any issues with saving coming in from Quick Drive. However, I just want to see what this says. This says the grade here is negative 3.26% on this piece of track. The in-game thing says it's over 4%. I honestly don't know who to believe. Probably the in-game, the driver thing. Ooh, hard point. Aww. My hard point. Trainz. Alright, because it's, I see. Trainz. Oh, yeah, I remember that. 'Twas this. 'Twas this? Ah, that's probably my video. Yeah, that was it. Let's see, was that this loco? Was that this loco, though? This loco, though. Not sure if that was... I remember that one, that number 13 took ages to edit because I had so much, I had like over, I think, an hour and a half worth of material for that one to edit. Ah, yeah, so it was number 14 actually, the one with the AI commands and things. Was that this loco? Let's see. You know what? I think it was. I think it was. It looks... Huh. It is. Isn't it? I think it is. I can't see a difference. It is this one. How nice. Okay. Let's quit that. Whoa, that's a lot of grade. The grade has deceived me deeply. Trainz, yeah. You spawned it in at Horror Point. Ah, I did. I'm done with part 3 of my story. Good. Are the characters going to get their comeuppance? Ooh, nice. I named it Target. Oh, is it taking place in a supermarket? Supermarket? Alright. Trainz, 132.48. Wow, you've shortened it quite a bit then. I know. Trainz, yes it is. Summer parked. No, I just thought the name fits. Yeah, it was more of a joke. I did, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to, actually I need to do, I'm not going to do that now. I was going to flip the junctions the right way, but I'm not going to replace the assets anyway. So let's just not do it now, let's do it then. And for now, what we are going to do now is, well, put some trees down. Okay, so I'll copy it from over here. I think that should be a good area. And okay, for the tunnel entrances, I might switch it to add mode instead of replace. I think that's probably the best choice. So I switch it to add objects, and then kind of place this here, so it doesn't replace any of the rocks. Then just very carefully place this here. So I now have to be careful not to overlap it, because it will add the objects on top of each other. So like that. Then I go over to replace mode, and then I just add the rest of the trees like normal. And then of course I'll have to delete them like normal. Here's a question. Actually, also I need to use the add thing up here. Have you ever deliberately used the add mode of the replace tool instead of the replace mode copy paste tool. The add mode of the copy paste tool instead of the replace mode of the copy paste tool. There we go. I think that should be enough trees. Well, no, it isn't, because I need to still put trees on this bit. I've only put them on one side of the tunnel. So no, it's not enough trees. Haha. It's never enough trees. Right. It's good. I've got to be a little bit careful here because of the entrance. I wouldn't want to replace the rocks accidentally. Okay, then I'll... right. Supermarket. Oh, I see. Like supermarket. Oh, supermarket. Supermarket. Oh, of course. Basically, the ending is as follows. Oh, I've got a brace for this. Oh, right. Vidras, marquee green for me. Vidras, marquee. Oh, Vidras, marquee green for me. Oh, I see. For me, he's a very kind of a grayish, dark turquoise a bit. Go on then. Yeah, go on then. Right, I just need to trim the trees back so that they have a more natural edge to them. I think I might keep a little bit more space here because I might want a little narrow meadow or field along here. So I'm actually going to trim them back a little bit more. Let the tree also save. This is indeed the sound of Trainz. If you just listen to this. Sorry, I forgot to move my mic back when I started talking, so you couldn't hear me. No, it was actually just a joke. Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. I didn't even say anything important anyway. I was just, yeah, mouthing words. I'll rechat once I've finished trimming the trees. Once I've finished trimming the outside of the tree of the forest. I wonder how many times I've clicked in Trainz. Like any version of Trainz. That might... I think that might be quite a scarily high number. Yes, scarily is an actual word that I've used quite a few times, which I'm not sure if it's actually a word, but I think it probably is a word. Like eerily, like scarily. Yeah, actually that's a word, sure it is. Okay. Almost done. Then I'll read chat. Okay, I think that's probably good. Okay, I will leave you with kind of the same view as before of the tunnel. There you go. What a majestic view it is. So now let's read chat. Right, Vija says, heading towards Mumbarak's. He didn't actually die at the end of Target 1 despite being shot in the goddamn head. His office. Eliza encounters none other than her bully, Valentine, but armored and stuff. Oh, where did she get all that? And on stream he's orange. Oh, Valentina. I see. Nully? Probably bully. Yeah, bully. Yes, alright. Yes, sounds quite intense. I am assuming that a fight ensues. A brutal one, knowing that story. Trainz, or Gary's mod when you're placing watermelons. Trainz, oi, Trainz, you're muted. No, you heard the clicking. Eliza is taken aback by this because she never knew who was behind Mubarak's bodyguard's mask. Valentina says, "You like what you did to me?" Taking off her mask, revealing her rather disfigured face. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's alright. Oh. Yeah. Just slagging us off. XD. Yes, I do. You got what you deserved, Eliza says back. Maybe N3V can add a click counter in the future version. That would be fun. Well, as long as it's not used for nefarious purposes. Trainz, also, nefarious. That's a word which I use sometimes, and it has happened to me multiple times that people who are native to England, who've lived here all their lives, had to look up what the word nefarious meant to understand what that... I mean, do you all know what the word nefarious means? That's a good question. Trainz, right now, It's 1.384493455625E21. So I've clicked less than 1.5 times, you mean? Because you said 0.1. So 1.38 something. So it's less than 1.5 times I've clicked. I think I've clicked a bit more than that. Of course you do. So now it's my turn, says Valentina. Uh-oh. We'll see about that. Marky, maybe, and always having a display in the top center of the screen. And if you, each time you get, like, you reach a milestone, like 100 times, 1,000 times, 1 billion times, it gets more and more intense. Like, it just starts pulsating a bit, and it just starts turning as well, like in Super Hexagon, and it starts flipping around in 3D. And then it starts turning then it just starts growing and growing and growing until it just blanks over the entire screen. The only way you can get it to shrink down again is by clicking on it. So they proceed to fight. The number is too high, and it's getting higher by the hour. Trainz, I didn't say your mic was muted. I said that you were muted. Oh, that I was muted. Oh, I see. Shadows, nefarious, bad, evil, sinister. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that word. Huh. That is really interesting. It's really interesting. But it does mean evil or bad or mischievous or that sort of thing. Shadows, really nefarious. Wait, really? Yeah. Trainz, you didn't spot the E. Oh, it didn't spot the E. I did spot the E. But the E, doesn't the E add, what does the E do? Doesn't that add a bunch of, isn't that how many zeros at the end? So it's like that number and then that many zeros at the end after the E. I think that's what it means. Although I could be completely wrong. But it's still, you said 1.38 something. You can add however many zeros you want at the end of that. It's never going to reach even 1.5. Because each subsequent number is only a modification, is only refining the resolution of the number. It's not adding to it. That's what really high numbers look like. Oh, it's what they achievement get. 1 million clicks. Eliza is guided by Cleopatra Secundus, the mystery girl from Target 1. Eliza attacks the armorer's weak points and manages to bring her bullies to a low health. So you mean she manages to... You speak in video game terms. Like this entire story, I think I'm picturing this in the beginning. I pictured this as like a movie or something, but now I'm picturing it more like in the terms of video games because, well, like you come up to a location, bad guys come in like in a cutscene, and it's like a few lines of dialogue between them, and then the fight, they fight, the fight ensues. And then, like, the weak points in the armor get targeted, and then you get to low health and all that, those video game terms. Interesting thing that I hadn't noticed it before. With each achievement, it gets bigger. XDDD. That would be horribly, hilariously terrible. It would be. See, Shadows, and how old are these people, if I might? Well, it's the whole range. I've had it with people between the ages of, I think, 10 all the way up to, like, I think maybe 50 or 60 or something like that. A wide range, because it has to do with my... quite a few people. It happened once, and then I asked another few people from around that. So most of these instances where someone didn't know what the word meant was actually from the local youth trust? Youth service? Youth trust? Alright, Vijay. So is the story set in Egypt? Valentina ditches the armor and proceeds to fight Eliza head to head, but Eliza was stronger. Yeah, especially after her disfigurement. Shy dice, 1 dot whatever times 10 to the power of e. Could you explain that, please? Not a link. Yeah, but the thing is, is it still? But wouldn't it still be less than 1.5 or? Oh, times 10 to the power of e. I didn't see where it was times anything. Not a link. Our beautiful tunnel overgrown. Sure is. My. Yours. Yes. She again beats Valentina real hard and downs her. Even though injured, Valentina manages to stand up. Well, yeah, I find when I'm really injured, I also manage to do a lot of stand-up comedy. It helps distract me from the pain. Oh, different kind of stand-up, I assume. Right, so let's get back to what I was initially doing. Initially, I mean before this delay, which was, well, deleting trees. It's funny, when I first started with Trainz, when I first started playing Trainz, I used to click so many times placing trees. This was before I knew that the copy-paste feature was a thing. So I was just clicking so many times placing the trees, and then I found out that the copy-paste feature was a thing, which then meant that I did what I'm doing now, which is place trees everywhere, and I had to click so many times to delete the trees I didn't want. But all in all, I think that the trees deleted are far outweighed by the trees placed. So overall, less clicking. Right, here I have to be a bit careful to leave the rocks in place. Well, mostly in place anyway. No, probably properly in place. I will also place more shrubbery and trees in between these rocks as well. But I think that this already looks so much better, don't you think? If of course you have to put stuff back there, but yeah, just sort of like this, or yeah, I really like how this is coming along. I really like it. Maybe move this tree a little bit further to the side. Maybe this one also. Just a little bit further to the side and a little bit down as well. Yeah, and the thing is, the ground, the forest ground isn't even painted yet. Right. I will reach chat very soon. Very soon indeed. 1 second. I'll just quickly finish moving some of these trees back a bit. I know that that's not how the melody goes, but I wanted to sing it anyway. Right, so 1.384493455625 times 1 and then a whole bunch of zeros. Probably 23 zeros. Oh, I see. So it'd essentially be that number, that huge number at the bottom, times 1.38449 and whatever that is. So I see now. But I didn't realize, either I probably just didn't know that writing it down like that meant so if you type in a number, so if you just type a number and then you just put down E 21, for example, that means that the number before the E is multiplied by 1 with 21 zeros after it. Is that how that works? I thought that it just added, that many zeros to the end. In which case, if you added it to a decimal point, wouldn't it then be 1.3 whatever 0.0000000? That's what I. Anyway, right. Where was I? Here's, may I join voice chat in a bit? I'm just quickly getting changed into more comfortable clothes. Yes, of course. Of course. I did the same. Yes, with the trees and clicking. Yeah, I think that anybody who starts Trainz and learns through doing will probably go through quite a few of the same. Not cycles. The same habits, I think. You had cough. Enough? Is it because of your father? Valentina asks. The E moves the decimal point to the right. Oh, I see. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Ooh, we're getting VC after all. Trainz looks absolutely wonderful. Wait, I wrote it wrong. You had enough? I can still take more. I'm not a weakling like you. Look at me. You did this. The thing is, from what I know of the story, I mean, yes, you said that she as a bully treated her very, very poorly. I still think that I can't really imagine a situation where the way that Eliza treated Valentina, yes, she was fighting back a bully, and that is something important to stand up for yourself. However, what she did to her, that went beyond self-defense and was flat-out torture. I can't think of a thing a bully could do that would justify that amount of pain and suffering being inflicted upon them. But then again, I'm not Eliza. Those are just my thoughts on me personally on that story. But then I said that anyway before. Trainz, yes, that's how it works. Felicity Magewell continues. Still a bit confused by the previous occurrences, I started to serve customers, but I was happy that I could do something else for a change. I know, and I'm just finishing what I started. Eliza then proceeds to empty her whole 100 round 95 by 25 millimeter box of bullets into Valentina. I can see the influence Eliza's parents have had on her. Trainz, Mage was correct. Not Mage. But yeah, like match basically. Oh, so Madge. Maybe Eliza was bullied for a long stretch of time, like for many years. I don't know. Well, maybe, but I don't know. Trainz, read about the bully. Perhaps another part of the story is how Eliza's mental state is slowly degrading by the constant bullying, and she's slowly getting more sadistic desires. I don't know. I know that I became rather sadistic when I was being bullied. I could definitely see that, but not just punching someone in the face, knocking them down, but then when they're down, crushing their face with a boot, and then after that, pulling them up, and then tearing off not only glued-on nails, but the actual full fingernails of all fingers individually. That goes quite a long way. And I think Vitra has explained that Eliza's parents, Eliza's father specifically, is I think a very brutal officer in the military, and that his experiences there have kind of influenced his image of what a father should be, of what he should teach his child. And then, of course, when he became a police officer, he carried on basically putting thumbs up to this kind of behavior. So after all of that, his daughter, he didn't arrest her for assault and, well, yeah, for brutal assault and whatever. I mean, I don't know if, I guess it would fall under assault, the other thing as well. Yeah. No, he just patted her on the back and said, essentially, well done, child. I taught you well, basically. I might be paraphrasing it, but yeah. So I think the parents are the big issue in that case. Well, I say factor, because issue is relative, if that, yeah. When her squad finally arrives, Valentina collapses to the floor, face down, riddled with bullet holes. Start application, discord_vz.exe. I haven't forgotten. I just want to finish reading chat and then I'm going to do it. Starting application, please wait. I would imagine, Reacher. Right. So, great, it's been a while since we've did voice chat. Oh, and it didn't even crash. It did not even crash. How nice. Actually, you know what? I might as well start this up now so that I won't, what's the word? It doesn't want to go into window mode. Oh, that's weird. I can move it around, but it doesn't want to go into window mode. There we go. That took a while. Right, so, Mr. W, if you want to do voice chat, we can do it. We can do it. Although actually, you know what? I'll turn down some of Trainz's settings first, because I will have to run it in different resolutions. So let's get a performance. Let's turn shadows off, and let's turn post-processing to low. And sure, let's turn textures down to normal as well. I will have to reload. Right. Executable, yeah. Shredder's right, I'm back. Did you say anything about the thing I said? Yeah, I did. I think that the issue there is the parents, because the parents in the story were both military people. One of them we know was a very brutal officer. And they kind of took their experiences, their life experiences from the military, and applied that same approach to not only parenting, but also the kind of values that should be imprinted into the children. Or, yeah, I guess imprint is the right word. So, because we know this, because in another part of Vijay's story, with the first confrontation, when there were, I know it's the wrong screen, I'm only starting it then, and I'll go to OBS, and then I'll go to Discord, and do all of that. I know it's the wrong screen. Yeah, so all of that. So then when Eliza brutally attacks her bully, it's not that she just defends herself, but after Valentina's already essentially surrendered, been defeated on the ground, after being shoved back and punched, she proceeds to brutally torture her. Then the police are called, police arrive, it's her father, her parents are the police officers, and what do? Do they follow the law and arrest her for brutal assault and disfigurement and emotional trauma, physical all these things? No. The father essentially pats her on the back and says, well done, child, something like that. I am paraphrasing, so I think the parents are the big contributing factor to this. Right, so I'm just going to move that over here. I can't look at this stuff now, I'll look at that later. Actually, I need to change the microphone sensitivity thing. Watch the video. Yeah, allow it, because I'm going to need it anyway. And then let's pull that back to 90, I think is a good one. Good, and then let's go into stream-wise. Right, there we are. If you'd like to join, go ahead. Okay, so... Oh, you're back now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah, did something and didn't have the chance to say BRB. BRB. Ah, fair. Hello, Mr. W. Are you there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm there. Hello?
Hello, yes, hello, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hey.
Just finishing reading chat. Fair. Kangafango, did Paradise say anything about what I said in chat? About the mental state comment? Yes, I did. He's repeating it now.
You already said, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just reading chat so the people watching this archive who might not be able to read the chat because of compression issues can know what people said. So...
Yeah. And I'll read the chat when you get to the next bit so you can work a bit more.
Okay, thank you. Fair, but I can contradict you there and come back with the aforementioned bullying story. Yeah, I think that is definitely a part of that, but I think that the thing that allowed Eliza to kind of cross a series of thresholds was the core behavior instilled in her by her parents, I would say.
Especially, you'll see what I put in chat.
Yeah.
You'll see what I put in chat, and yeah.
Sharday's wrong screen. Sure. Fair. Eliza was sitting, looking down at Valentina's dead body. It's finally done. Ma'am, are you alright? Asks Cleo. Yes, I'm fine. Now let's go finish what my father started. Eliza reloads her VR 50M-R3, then starts going to Mubarak's office.
Right. Do you want me to read the rest so you can get working?
No, it's only a little bit. Oh.
Okay.
Shanice, with a reaction like that, I don't believe it was the best reaction from the parents. Yeah, definitely not. That's exactly my my point when I read what V'ger had previously typed that part of the story out. Right. Shanice, didn't you make the Tears 19 window narrower so the green circles can be seen, not seen? Yes, you're right. It's been a while since we've done voice chat. So I can see whether my mic is still being picked up by Discord. I'm a join VC and tell you guys the rest. Okay, 1 second. Hello, Miss W. Hey, definitely not. Yeah, Miss W. Hello.
So, hello.
Okay, he's not in voice chat yet. He's not in voice chat. Let's see. Okay.
Not as of yet.
There he is. Hello. We can't hear you. You're muted. Just so you know.
I could hear him just then.
Oh well, then I've got to reconnect. 1 second.
I can't hear him now.
Hello. Can you please say something, V'ger? Or cleave with a gun?
There we go.
Hello. Now I can hear you. Also, you may want to you may want to change your input sensitivity in Discord's settings, voice and video settings, just in case you start cutting out a bit, maybe.
Isn't it all the way to the left?
I put it at 90. I put it at 90, which is quite a ways to the left. Yes.
You know, I hate the fact that you can't.
Oh, it's gone.
I just heard.
I hate the fact that you can't be different and mute. That you can't be different and have the mic on the mobile version because currently I'm on my phone.
Yeah,
I hate this.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that. I wouldn't know about that.
Okay.
Because I don't use the mobile phone version.
It is a bit... Oh, dear. Yes, man. I've not actually used...
Because I have also the stream in the background, it will echo.
Well, you can mute the stream.
Your voice is sounding a bit robotic, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's just how the mic picks up my voice. Okay, so where was I? Yes. Basically, after Eliza defeats Valentina, and rejoins her squad. Starts leading them towards Mubarak's office. She literally mows down the rest of the Mubarak forces and stops just outside of his door. That is when she says to Cleo, listen, in there,
I can't hear you at the moment.
that means she doesn't have to leave.
Could you repeat that last sentence, please? I think you're cutting out quite a bit. If you're speaking at the moment, I can't hear you, unfortunately. Let me...
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Seems to be something with my Wi-Fi, I don't know. Or those goddamn wasps. Can I continue?
Yes.
Can I continue? And to repeat the last sentence, we remember that we have a kill capture order on him. That means he doesn't have to live. That is when Eliza literally kicks down the door to Mubarak's office. Mubarak is taken by surprise. Because he literally starts backing out towards the window, his back. Basically pleading for his life. And then Eliza pulls out her father's gun, her father's Desert Eagle with a broken slide catch, and starts approaching Mubarak really fucking slowly. When she finally gets to 3 inches from him, she holds the gun up to his head and says, "Your time is up, motherfucker," and shoots him in the head. Thus finishing what her father started in target 1. After that, she looks down as Mubarak's body falls from the tower, because the shot actually broke the window because it went straight through his head. And then, after a couple of seconds pause, she radios in. "Command, this is Viper 1. Mission accomplished. Target 1 eliminated. Requesting exfil." And that's pretty much the ending.
Well... yeah, I have to think about it. I have to think about it for a moment. I like the way that you told it with so much passion. I can feel that this story is quite important and that you really do have a passion for it, which is a great thing.
Of course, because it's harder to express feelings through text.
Yeah.
It's much easier to do that
You're right.
through voice.
You're right.
Yeah.
And as for the final fight, as for the final scene, I think that I think the best way of putting it would probably be that it delivers on expectations, I would say. I would say I haven't read the story, but with the build-up that you've given, the build-up of the characterization of the different characters, what they've been through, all of that, I think that it definitely feels like that release at the end that it deserves, that's been building up to. So is this the same story that you're making
Exactly.
with Gmod for the images for?
Yes.
Ah, yes. I thought it was.
Okay.
Because I told you
Where
there's
were
3
you?
different versions of Andre.
Where were you? Where were you for chat? Shadows.
I think it was
Oh good God. Oh good grief.
at Definitely Not. Yeah, Miss W. I think that was it.
Okay, right. Kanga Fanga, hello, Vija. And go to the left, yeah. 90 dBs, decibels, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Can go to Vija, you cut out a little bit there. Yeah, we can't hear you. Looks now, yeah. Shoutouts looks good. Then I say, yeah, I agree. He's managed to make it look really natural.
Thank you.
Can go yes, and VGR, no. Can go to VGR. Exactly. It's much easier to convey tone through audio than through text. Then me to Kango. That's why I always say the words in my head as I write. Kango. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad that you like it. That you think it looks quite natural. On this bit, of course, needs more work. Again, also I need to, of course, texture it, which will add a lot more and add shrubs, plants as well in, so it won't look as empty in the woods. But yeah, I think that the trees definitely add a lot to the scene. Yeah. Right. And I'm just now placing these. I'm now just placing these kind of larger 2D trees and moving them into the ground, because these trees, I'm using them as kind of small shrubbery. So if you look over here, you can see, for example, here it looks like there's just some plants growing out of the crevices. Whereas actually, if I hide the HUD, like not the HUD, the textures, you can see if you look below there, that's actually full-size trees that are sticking through. I'll have to look at this with shadows on as well at some point to see if it actually looks good with shadows on. But yes.
Okay, Kango. Me, the self-proclaimed King Million Botter Sound of Gabblerock. I and VGR, as I was saying, there are 3 versions of.
Oh, actually,
Andre.
one thing. When Kang Fanger writes the stories, like continues his story, I'd like to read them myself.
Okay, go ahead.
That's okay.
VGR, as I was saying, there are 3 versions of Andre. IRL Andre, literally me. I can go, oh, I see. Then I can go story. I can go, I equals the first. My bad.
I see. So.
VGR, go on.
Right, let me just so me, the self-proclaimed King Milliam Bottersand of Gabblerock the First. I've now gotten myself a new young accomplice who will hopefully aid me in my quest for revenge. See, because I like reading them, because Kangafango deliberately writes those stories in a very specific, over-the-top, exaggerated, ridiculous way.
Yeah.
And I think, and I very much
deliberately cheesy.
Yeah, I very much like reading them out in that way. Yeah, I really like it quite a lot. And then Herrscher Andrei and Lieutenant Andrei. I see.
Right.
So you say IRL Andrei, literally me. So is Andrei, is that actually your name? You don't have to answer, by the way, if you don't want to make this publicly available in the Twitch chat. I'm just asking.
By versions, I assume. Well, I assume he meant like personality-wise, but it seemed is your name.
There you go. Yes. Right. So.
That's great.
Dolores Campbell. Oh, he didn't say his last name, so still very anonymous. So, Dolores Campbell, a lovely little name for a lovely little thing. Little did she know what sinister things she will be aiding me in. Mwahaha. But yes. Yes, don't worry, I got by that name too. I got by that name too. That's a nice name. Yeah, it does sound nice. It does sound nice.
I mean, I guess it's kind of a bit. I guess it's kind of a bit like me, where the characters in my tell me if I go on too much. Where the characters in my one of the characters, like the main character in my book, goes literally by my name. So I won't say that here, of course. Yeah. Did Kango send you that diagram and the book?
No, he hasn't yet. However, I have been really quite busy with working on my games.
Don't worry about
So,
it.
no, I do want to look at it. I do,
Yeah, don't worry
and I
about it.
will.
Yeah, I know. Bless you. Same with Kango. Did you get around to having a look at that comedy thing, that what goes up might come down thing that I sent you? VGR had to quit VC. My phone was overheating.
Oh yeah, Discord
Kango,
sometimes does
MSW.
that.
Oh yes, the diagram. I forgot. I will send it over. Yeah, I mean, I just tend to mute Discord servers just so I can get a bit of peace and quiet. Kango, oh that, not yet, but thank you for sending it. No problem at all. I mean, if you want, and if you wouldn't mind, I could probably just explain like that diagram right now.
Oh, go ahead, by all means.
Okay, I've wanted to be able to talk to someone about things I'm passionate about, because it's such a buzz when you're able to do that, even to someone who doesn't really share the same interest. Okay, so I will just give me a second. I will just get it up. I will just get it up myself, so I can.
Right. So.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Herrscher Andrei
There we go.
is for my happy ending of the game Honkai Impact 3.
Gosh.
Ah.
I've heard of
Alright.
that, I gotta say.
I hadn't before.
I think it's an anime game. I think it's like a Street Fighter style 2D fighting.
Oh, it sounds like it.
I'm
It
not
sounds like
entirely
it.
sure. Yeah.
So does Herrscher mean like Herrscher in German? Ruler / sovereign? Sovereign? I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, if you don't know, then...
No, I know that the German word means that. I have no idea if what Vijay typed means that. So he is the very first Herrscher, and the MC's Kiana Kaslana. Great uncle.
Oh my.
Well, that's a great family tree you've got there.
Okay, here it is. One back in 1923. This is Vijay.
Ah. 1923, that was the year that the Flying Scotsman was built. The locomotive, not the train. It'll be 100 years ago in 2 years. Wow.
Bloody hell, it will be, won't it? Blimey. And became the first Herrscher in 1958 in Berlin. He is immortal and also real strong. Well, that escalated quickly. Kango always dragging it back to Trainz.
Of course.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll drag everything
Don't worry.
back to one of a couple of things. One is either Trainz, Star Trek, Doctor Who,
Yeah.
and or paleontology / archaeology sometimes as well.
Oh yeah. There you go, Trainz, Doctor Who or Star Trek. Kango called it. Ha!
Haha, you did.
Yes. Call it. Blimey.
How did you get my number? You called it. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh god. And you always try and link something to a horrendous joke. Anyway, VGR, to give you an idea of how strong he is, he's as strong as Sans plus Shaggy. Now, I know that Sans is that skull thing in Undertale. I don't know what Shaggy is, though. I assume it's not Scooby-Doo Shaggy. Can go, XD. Can go, shout out XD. VGR, if I'm going to read this verbatim, if you know the rules, you know how strong he is. And go, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the rules, so I have no idea. Anyway, you wanted to say something, Mr. W?
I'm going to see if I can try and explain the diagram. Okay, so if that's okay. So just imagine like a big square. That square represents the like the universe that I've created as part of the book. It's not like a different it's not like a in-book universe. You get what
You mean the
by that?
universe that the book takes place in?
Yes. Perfect. So inside that square, I want you to imagine that there are 5 stars. One of them red, one of them blue, one of them green, one of them yellow, and one of them grey. Now, imagine that the red and blue star are connected, blue and green star are connected, and the green and yellow star are connected. Now, the stars represent universes in the book. And the lines between the stars mean that a connection between the universes can be made. So the red universe, for example, can connect to the blue universe, but the blue universe can't connect to the grey or the yellow.
So you mean connection? Do you mean connections as in references, or do you mean connections as in physical connections between the universes?
Physical connections.
Ah, I see.
Being physically accessible.
Yeah.
But every universe, or because I tend to call them alternate worlds rather than universes, because it just sounds cooler.
You might another one that really that sounds a bit Star Trek-y, because it is maybe from Star Trek. It's parallel universes. So which it's not really from Star Trek. It's a multiverse theory thing, but that's also really a term I like to use. Anyway, I don't want to get too much carried away with this because I want to listen to you. Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Doesn't parallel universe have if I remember rightly, doesn't it have a very specific meaning? I'll just quickly look at parallel.
Well, parallel universes I think are universes that exist in different dimensions, but that exist at the same time. So I from what I remember, it's been ages. It's been ages since I've read up on this. But from what I remember about M theory, is that each interaction between particles, each physical interaction, creates 2 separate timelines, 2 separate universes. One where the action took place, one where it didn't take place, and those realities are both equally true and equally real. Which means that every single combination of events that could possibly exist does exist parallel with each other variation. Now, you can tone that down a bit to say, okay, we have this universe where these things happen, where this exists this way, and running parallel to that, equally real, equally as true, we have another universe where things happened differently, where this is how things have gone, where this is what we've got here, and they run, and these these universes run parallel. They run at the same time, but in different dimensions. You can't. Although one theory is that gravity might actually. Okay, I won't get into that. That will take too long. Sorry about that.
See, that's. I mean, okay. I'll read chat and then I'll read the chat and then I'll just say my point. Oh, sugar. Yeah. Kango, I think he does mean Scooby Shaggy. From some memes, not really knowledge, but yes. Kango, go ahead, Mr. Well, thank you, I shall. VGR, you don't know about the Ultra Instinct. I can't believe I'm saying this. You don't know about the Ultra Instinct Shaggy memes. Kango, I've only heard of them mentioned, but that's about it.
I have no idea what those are.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. Marky, hello. It wasn't me, Shaggy. I don't think so. No. Kango, yeah. Vija. Hersher Ankrai is by all means impossible to kill. He also really beats up people. Kango, yikes. Vija, part of his good grief. Messianic, is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Kango, I wouldn't want to end up beneath his fists. I've never actually heard of that. As long as you don't upset him, hurt Kiana or try to hit on her, and he doesn't approve of you, you don't get beat up. Right. Well, as for by the way you described it, it seems that parallel universes exist because of an action, because of something that someone did, or a lack of action that someone did.
Well, that is one part of it. However, if a universe started differently from the Big Bang, so from the very beginning, then it could really be anything. Like it could be completely different. I mean, the laws of physics might not even be the same. So, at least as far as I understand it.
Well, that's the thing for how I'm doing it. I mean, it might possibly be universe, then multiple worlds, some connected, some not, and then a different universe. But that may or may not be mentioned, or whatever. So I think I'm going to stick with worlds.
Yeah,
so it
of
doesn't
course.
get confused.
Right. So.
Got about 4 minutes left until 10.
Well, you can finish explaining what you wanted.
I think I have. I could maybe tell you a bit about the book, but I think you should read it first if you wanted to. I will say that I did manage to defeat that Colossus.
Ah, you did.
Took a little bit longer than I would have hoped, though.
Another
Yes,
Colossus is
he
defeated.
was
Its
quite-
body laying lifeless on the desert ground, oozing black spectral tentacles, I guess?
They turn into rock. They turn into rocks, don't they? When they're dead.
I have no idea.
Dead, quote unquote. I know Shower Dice, you can go over time, about 25 minutes or so. Yeah, I'm at the. I haven't managed to get to it, but I've got. I've defeated the 15th one. I'm now doing the 16th one, and apparently, like, the time is of the essence. That thing in the sky says, that light that talks to you whenever you come back. Okay, who turns into Vox when dead? The Colossi. Okay, miss it. Sorry. Oh, from Shadow of the Colossus. Is it? Is it what? Is it what? Can I go?
No, that's it. That is the question. Is it? There's no additional context. That is just the existential question you've just got there.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it's from the game. And I also remember, Shadow Ice, when you very kindly proofread my first finished book, you said that there was a little thing in there near the end that was quite similar to Shadow of the Colossus, and you asked me if it was a reference to, if I took inspiration from it.
Ah, yes, I remember. I remember what thing you mean.
Yeah.
Trainz seems to have crashed again during the save. I'll just relaunch it. It means...
In that case, I'm quite far back.
Well, it just means that I won't be able to hear you, because Trainz will go into full screen, which means
Oh.
I will have to reconnect with Discord, so you won't be able to hear me. Right. So
See you in a bit, then.
you on stream will be able to hear me now, but Mr. W probably won't be able to hear me. No, he won't. He doesn't hear me. So, yeah. Well, we could do an in-joke, but he would probably hear. Anyway, I'll just reconnect. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Right. Okay. I do like connected universes.
So cold. That is nice.
Maybe you can light some candles
Okay,
to warm
Kango's
up.
put another.
I'll read that.
I am not putting candles. I am not putting candles anywhere near the stuff I've got upstairs.
Quickly, I swiftly hurried out of the town, dragging the blackly haired, orangely dressed gal with me. Looking fairly eager for adventure, she hurried after me. Well, if you dragged her, I think she wouldn't have any other choice than hurry after you. Where are we going? She asked. Out of town, I answered. Towards the dungeon. I caught myself. I shan't talk about dungeons with a young lass like her. That would spook the thing off, screaming. I coughed it off and corrected myself. Towards the deep dark fields of black widow wildflowers. And I grinned a lot. I grinned a lot. I caught myself again. This time from falling. No, that's not what you read. That's not what you wrote.
See, that's another thing that I sort of struggle with the books. It's coming up with location names, especially if it's like a fantasy. In any location, in any type of book. So annoying.
One thing that it's a bit of work, but one thing that I do sometimes is when I make a place name for something, then I think about, okay, how can I say this name in whatever language the people that live there use? So, for example, I'm not going to make the language ahead of time. If there is for example, a city that is near some lakes, yeah, then I might think, okay, well, what would the word for city be, and what would the word for lake be, and then I combine the two. So that, for example, if the word for city might be Ur, which I know is a Mesopotamian word for city, and for lake might be Ka, there might be Ur Ka, or something like that. Yeah? And that way, it not only makes it a bit easier coming up with place names, but it also connects the name. So if you read the book, or if you play the role-playing game, for example, then you can see, oh, well, this place has Ur in the name, and this place has Ur in the name. Maybe there's a connection with the meaning. Like, it gives more depth to the world as well, I think.
Or near rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but then if the if the people who living in that town or city or cottage are human, you know, and especially if you're writing a quote unquote normal book that's not like a fantasy setting.
True. A normal book.
I know. With me, there'll never be anything as a normal book. Anyway, can go to Paradise. Good grief. Blandville, Camelford. Blandville. No.
Come on, kids. We're moving. Where? To to Blandville, Camelford. Blandville, Camelford.
It's like
Yay?
There's a place in England. There's a place. There's like certain place names. I mean, they're not bad place names, but they just don't sound like like Staines. There's a place called Staines in England.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is that England has such a mixed up language because there's been so many invasions, so much culture exchanged between Britain and so many other countries, including, of course, the Romans. So you've got the Romans, you've got the native Britons, then you've got people from Anglia, the Angles, from Anglo-Saxon, then from Saxony as well come over. So we've got Germanic languages
Angles,
mixed in there, and you've got hundreds or thousands of years of evolution of those languages, and then you get languages then you get variations from Latin, because Latin was spoken in a lot of Europe as a main language, and then that kind of evolved into a lot of the Romantic languages. So, for example, English for the large part, as well as French and Spanish, and of course Italian, are all kind of evolutions of Latin, of the Roman Latin, and then those languages get mixed in with English again. And then you get the Normannic languages, so the Scandinavian languages in there. And you've got so many different languages, even from Britain, because you've got, it's not just one language, it's regional languages as well. And then you've got so much stuff. And then, of course, the British Empire brought words from other countries they colonized over as well. And then you mix all of that together, and then you get some really interesting place names as well as words.
We were Blandville, Kango, Kers, Kaffelsted, Barnkent, Twesselkauf, fairy stuff. Kango to Shout Ice. Who's snickering at?
No, the names,
Kango
place
Shout
names.
Ice. Yeah. Kango Shout Ice. Is that an island?
Where?
That. Oh, shut up.
It's Raim. Raim and Morar.
Morar.
Yeah, those are place names from my
Kango.
Wednesday roleplay thing.
Urnville, Ashted. I think Ashted's a real place now. I think Ashted. I might be thinking of Aston. Kango meant to tag Mr. W, not Shout Outs with Blandville, and me. I've heard English called a glorious bastard language, which I think is quite nice. Kango, there's also. Kango, there's also a place called Crapstone in Devon. I'm not even kidding. I saw the road signs to it back to myself in 16. Mr. W. Me, there's a place in Virginia called Cottageville, which is genuinely true.
Well, there are
Kango.
also places in I think it's Virginia called there's one town called Intercourse. They've also I think it's Virginia, or there's also either Virginia or Pennsylvania, towns called London and Rome. They're just little tiny towns, only maybe 50 buildings, even that. But still.
Kango, Marquis Cornwall. Marquis Cornwall has its own language too. Kango, yes, I know.
It
Cornish.
does.
Don't know the language, but I know of its existence. Same with Wales.
Welsh,
Regional
yes.
back, again, what did I miss? Me too, Marquis, yes, which only had one speaker in 1990 or 1900, or 1900 possibly. Yeah, if I remember rightly, I think there was only one, I think the language didn't die out, but it only had one speaker.
Yeah, there are quite a few languages like that. Also some Native American languages, actually.
Marquis, Marquis, there is a muff in Northern Ireland. Kango, it only had one speaker in 1990 or 1900, I forget. XD. Avija. So anyway, first appearance of Andrea is in Nagasora City, where we tracked down the Hyperion and his student Sora-chan. Marquis, Cockwood in Devon 2, Cockington 2 from Kango.
Yes, indeed. Cockington is around the Torbay area, isn't it? I think it's around the Torbay area.
Might be, yeah. Marquis, there is Condom in France, and there is also a place called Beach in France, which, imagine the signs. VGR, but his niece Kiana was not there. She had left to find her new mentor, Fu Hao. So terribly sorry if I butchered that. Kango, there's actually a Mapman video on British place names, their endings, origin, and their pronounceability by Jay Foreman and Mark Cooper Jones. There's a link there. Blimey, I thought Jay Foreman only did music stuff.
Did you see the London Underground place names music video? I think it's by him. Did you see that?
I don't think I did. No,
it's basically a list.
I know the name.
It's a list of all of the London Underground stations, and that song, it's sung really very rapidly, but it takes ages, and it's actually a really good song, especially if you know a bit about London. You think, oh, I know where this place is. Oh, I know where that place. Oh, this place. Oh, right, that place. I remember that. I remember that place. It's actually quite fun to listen to, I think.
I can imagine. He's also done what is it?
Ah, there's the song. You can listen to it if you want
to. Singing one syllable. Oh my god, singing one syllable out of sync. Okay, Kango. Not only he's got a whole series of videos about maps. Blimey, Kango Shout Ice. Yep, by him. Marky J Foreman does a lot of interesting videos. Seen quite a few of them. Kango Shout Ice. Hi, yeah. Are you sure it's not near Penzance? Actually, no, I think you're right. Near Torquay, I think. Kango, that's the song. Great song. Kango to Marky. Same. Seen quite a few recently. Kango, yeah, the syllable thing too. And VGR. But when he gets to the Hyperion, he receives an SOS from his associate Anna Shariak, Celissa, Kiana's sister, and her quote-unquote boyfriend, Owl. I can only hope he can turn his head 180 degrees.
Only 180 degrees, yeah.
Smeg, yeah. My bad.
No, it's fun.
So any idea when we're going on to? Like,
I was just gonna finish this, putting this grass along the tracks here, and then I think that's when we should probably call it a night and choose a thumbnail. How are you doing today? You sound a bit tired.
Bit tired for some reason. Yeah, I have no idea why. I've not been doing a lot today.
Well, electromagnetic
so
fields.
I don't have the right to be this tired.
Strong electromagnetic fields can have an effect of tiredness because, of course, the mind operates in electromagnetic fields. So things like wireless equipment, things like that, can cause tiredness.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it's strong. Anyway.
Oh, bloody hell.
Right. I think I will probably... I will paint a little bit of the texture underneath the grass, just so that we've got the right texture. And then...
Kango, I write an owl for boyfriend, but yes.
Oh, haven't you heard of it? It's the latest trend.
The latest trend to have an owl.
Yeah.
As a boyfriend. There's got to be a pun there somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that pun would be appropriate for the stream. No, I was just joking.
You know what I'm thinking? You've got no idea what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, chick is often used as a slang word for a female.
Yeah.
So there's a bird connection there. Vija Hinseless a rush towards Coral Island, where they find Owl playing injured, and Anna Shariak fighting May, Kiana's former best friend, and Raven, Otto's main antagonist, best operative. Okay, Vijay, he blocks May's sword attacks.
Okay, so we're almost done. Almost.
You know when you say that we at least have half an hour left.
Oh yeah, of course. So I might as well say it now, so that we won't have half an hour left in half an hour. If I said it then.
If it crashes at the end.
Right, so I want to make this embankment a little bit smoother, not as flat. So I'm just going to use the plateau tool for that.
Plateau tool.
And just kind of bringing it up a little bit.
That's so much fun to say.
It is. Right. You don't really say the word plateau that much in just general conversation, do you?
No. Plateau.
Oh, what have you done today? Oh, well, if I was on a nice plateau today. No, you don't say that.
I mean, maybe in places where plateaus are more common. But VJ, he shouts, Anna, get out of here, head for... Head for the Hyperion. Celesta, you take Owl, I'll deal with these two. Anna Shariak silently nods and leaves, following her sister. Oh, dear.
Okay. So, I think... Therefore I am... No, wait, sorry. Wrong thing. I think that this is... I think it's probably done. The only thing is with all these trees, you don't really notice the texture that much underneath, but you do see like little sprinkles of pink every now and again. You can see the texture a bit, if you just have to look a little bit closer. If it's over here, you can definitely still see
and I forgot to mention... Oh, and I forgot to mention Anna Shariak is the 5th Herrscher of the Herrscher of Ice. Can go right. Oh dear.
Okay, so let me just go into the flying camera mode. So I want to get a nice screenshot. I think I'm going to have sort of similar angle to the previous stream. So sort of like this, probably. I will have to pull this over to get the correct aspect ratio.
That would be a good thumbnail as well, I think.
Yeah, that's what I meant by screenshot. I meant thumbnail.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I sometimes get the two words mixed up. Select that, and then... There we go. I'm going to take another one, zoomed in a bit more.
Yeah, so you got some choices.
Choices. I saw an interesting skit by a channel called Door Monster on fortune cookies. So there were fortune cookies that whatever it said on them came true.
Okay.
Yeah, so they opened one, they tried it out, what they said came true. And then another one, and then there was something about a big storm will ravage your life, and then thunder strikes outside, and storm, the windows blowing open, and just chaos in the room, and saying, quick, we have to open more to try to undo this, They open more and more, and then one of them, it were two guys, and one of them opened a fortune cookie, read it out, and it says, I think therefore I am. This, well, that's rubbish. I hardly ever think about it. And then he vanishes. Because he hardly ever thinks about things. So then, I think, therefore I am. He doesn't think so, therefore he isn't. Then he just vanishes. And then, luckily, the other one got, I think, a fortune cookie that said something like, fortune cookies don't work anyways. And then everything just stopped, and the other guy reappeared.
That's genius.
I think that was it. Yeah. Door Monster have done actually quite a few
genius.
funny skits and little stories.
See that could even work like outside of a comedy thing.
Yeah, it could. It could work in a lot of different circumstances. It could work. There's a lot of comedy situations, if viewed from a different angle, suddenly become horror situations.
I mean, that's the thing of dark humor, and dark humor, and especially like, what's it called? What are they called? Like 2-sentence horror stories.
I know what you mean. So it's something like...
I like those.
So you mean something?
See,
Okay. Let me see if I want to see if we both can come up with a 2-sentence horror story each. Okay?
oh god.
Uh.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh sugar.
We'll be here for 2 hours. 1 hour per sentence.
I know. Well, no, that'll be 4 for us.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Smeggity smeg.
Okay.
See, the thing is with some of them,
Okay,
they're less
so-
of some of them they're less of horror stories and more just like dark humor
Okay.
wordplay.
So how about this one?
Oh gosh.
So my brother got ill my brother got ill a couple of days ago, so I had to take his daughter to school. It was only today that I remembered that she was in Peru for the last couple of months. So, what about that? Do you think? I was originally trying to say that she died last week, but I think that might have been a bit too dark. So,
I'll tell you mine after I've read chat.
okay.
Tango Shoutouts, maybe add an access road to the radio tower.
I will do that, but not this stream. I'll do that next stream.
Where is it? VGR, this seems to be a quote from his book. Well, would you look who it is? The peeped crow and the beep in the red dress. Says HOVG.
No. If he says it like that, then I would read that out. There's crow and the bitch in the red dress.
You would.
So I didn't
say,
know that female dogs wore red dresses, although some of them do wear clothes. So I don't suppose it's too out of the way.
A little puppy in a red dress. Can go to you, Cheryl. Feel free to go to past. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Maybe add a DGB sign above the tunnel's entrance.
I will definitely.
Then that's another. Then that's a few of Kango's story ones. Then VG. Oh gosh, and then VGR. Quoting his book. You goddamn monster attacking a transport of children. You're heartless. My downed transport of innocent children. Say on the contrary, Sora Chan is alive and well. So are her peers all aboard the Hyperion. Kango. To me, I've read those. VGR watched the Raven, but May had a bone to pick with Andrew, so she attacks him. The attack was futile as he dodged it. And then there's Kango's got a 2-sentence horror story.
Okay.
Last one, most recent one, second and most recent.
Yeah,
one.
I'll read his other stories first. So, I coughed my grinning off as well. Dolores' face looked concerned, but mine looked more confident, which in turn changed hers again. We came to the town's well, and I looked in. For this little trip, we need water, I said to her. Please, be a dear and get her some. I waited a bit. Her form did not change, and I looked at her. Contently, happily, disappointingly, and disappointedly. Please? Her face dropped a bit. This is your idea of an adventure, sir? Ugh. She countered, but started to lower the bucket down into the well. And then the two-sentence horror story?
Then there's those bits from...
Is
there. Did you want me to read that, or did you want to? I don't mind.
Oh, if you want to read it, go ahead.
Okay. Longing for a shower, I opened the shower curtain. There was a figure there clenching onto my wrist.
True.
Okay. Not the best, but still, says Kango.
Mine wasn't the best either.
One of the funniest ones I saw. Yeah, one of the funniest ones was it was a bit meta. Reading all these 2-sentence horror stories is making my skin crawl. Oh damn! I have to go back and get it again.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's the perfect example of how a lot of these are just basically like dark, like not like dark humor and puns.
True. Although, isn't that a great combination?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So.
VGR, not about Keanu you see beating up your best friend and claiming to save them. It's not salvation. It's effing betrayal. May attacks Andre again, but Andre knocks her back. Now Kango, yeah. And then a couple of attempts at an emoji. Alright, so we're 5 to 1/2 past.
Okay. Right. So as you can see, I've already switched over to the other screen.
Oh, blimey.
I rested on the stone brim around the well, whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. Try saying that 5 times fast. Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. There.
I can't even say that once.
Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. Whistling whimsically. There we go. 5 times.
There we go. Thank you for your money, and we'll see you next.
And a little maniacally. I just had that perfect hint of innocence and madness in it. Oh, it just had that. Just as I like it. Right. My realizing she cannot win against Andrai tells him, Raven, retreat. We cannot defeat him. The last man on earth sat in his room. Just then, there's a knock on the door. Yes, exactly. That is by Frederick Brown. I've read that as well.
Wait, hang on. So is that one written by a particularly famous Reddit user, or is that like
No. Frederick Brown, the writer.
Well, yeah, but
he was an American.
What is it? Is that like the start of a book?
No, he wrote a lot of short stories. So, additionally, he was an American science fiction writer. He wrote fantasy and science fiction. He lived from 1906 to 1972, and there is a collected works of his short stories. Let's see, collected.
Okay.
1 second, I didn't type the O.
Don't worry about it.
Let's see. Can't find it at the moment.
So is that just like a quote of his rather than like an actual short story of his?
No, I think that is the entire short story. There were some of them which spanned a couple of pages, others a little shorter, and then I think that is. It might actually be a part of a bit of a longer short story, or he may have continued it on later.
I was going to say it must be.
But some of the other ones were that short. Some of the other short stories.
What I want to know, how much did they cost?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll post it in Discord later if I can find it. Anyway.
Okay.
Right. Not sure on the exact wordings, but yeah. Raven slightly nods. Mike holds her dragon, Benares, and takes off with Raven. Andre silently watches as the dragon fades in the distance. No Reddit user to be found here. Yeah, definitely no Reddit user to be found here. Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
What? Why? No, it was no. It was. I was saying it as a joke, so as if Kango Fango himself was a Reddit user and was trying to convince us. Oh no. There's no Reddit users. That was what I was going for. That's how much we got.
Right.
Oh, I see.
My bad.
Yeah, Vij, I really like how passionate you are about your stories. That's a good thing to have when you're doing creative stuff, to be really passionate about it. Even if for me personally there's a bit too much violence in there, because I don't really very much like violence. But
Yeah, you can appreciate it, but you
Oh
don't,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
not,
Definitely.
it's not necessarily your thing.
Right. Frederick Brown. Frederick Brown, you say. Anyway, it's co-written
I think it was
alongside the admin of a meme page related to HI3 named Mr. Yuzi.
Oh, that. Right.
Go sub to him on YouTube. Tell him I sent you. Says V'ger. I mean, if you, dear listener, wish to do that, then it's up to you. Shades, that's the whole story.
Oh my god, it's cold.
Wait, is that your... Oh, no. But wait, wasn't there another story where knocked on the door and then another... that entity came in and then there was that other thing because there was actually...
Oh, that, yeah.
Didn't the...
Oh.
Yeah, the knock one. That's what I meant.
That entity, oh my.
Wasn't there... Didn't that... Well, he must have extended then sometime later because I think that... Or maybe it was a different story that started similarly. One second, let me see if I can find it quickly.
Well,
Frederick...
Well, it seems to be that the knock one was the whole story.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's a long... I think that he extended... One second. Last human knock on the door.
Oh, for God's sake. As opposed to the last rabbit knock on the door. Opposed to the last rabbit knock on the door.
I think it is. I think it is the whole story. I think it is. No, it was the last man on Earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock on the door. That was it. I think that either...
I assume that basically started the craze of
maybe
horror stories.
I mean, if you are interested in sort of short sci-fi stories and also a little bit fantasy, then I would definitely suggest you check out the works of Frederick Brown. Anyway.
I might do, yeah.
Right. Sorry. Me, a Reddit user. Ha! Yeah. XD. Should I? No! The knock one. What's the whole story? Yeah, I think. Might be wrong. I'm really not sure now. I think there might be a different story that had the same sort of premise by him, but it was a bit longer. Right. There might be a longer one, but I really don't know. Currently, me and UC are writing the first part of Act 2. Act 2 is called Awake and Alive. Oh. Does what was her name? Valentina. Does Valentina get revived or something? Oh, well, if you don't want to spoil it. It's in one of these nightmares and Jesus tax? Honeymoon in Hell, Angels and Spaceships. Not sure which. No. Okay, I don't know which one either. But, actually, Target and HI3 do not share the same universe. Oh, they don't share the sane universe. They don't share the sane universe. Yeah, you know, there's the sane universe, and then there's the insane. Yeah, the insane universe. That's where all of the mad stuff happens. That's what. Also, where all of the insane stuff happens. And yeah, they don't share. They don't share. Those are the actual titles of the books. Yeah, I thought they were. Same, of course. What the hell is wrong with my keyboard? I don't know. Maybe it's underwater. That tends to mess up keyboards. Anyway, so thank you all very much for watching. With that, I believe we should probably end the stream. I'll quickly do shoutouts. So Kangafango
Probably.
streams. Oh well, probably. Well, there's more stuff there. I'll do shoutouts and then I'll read chat. I know. Insane.
And I think I'm gonna leave the VC now. So and probably the stream.
Okay.
So
sure. Then say bye and then thank you very much for joining. Bye. Right. So shoutouts: Kangafango, Streams on Sundays. He streams OMSI 2 map development, Trainz map development, although recently he's streaming more driving in Train Simulator and truck games. So American Truck Simulator as well as Euro Truck Simulator. Fun was had. Anyway, yes, fun was had. And also, if you want to check out some good train routes on the DLS, have a look at Central Europe as well as Cornish Railways. Also, the Bodmin and Wentford Railway, which is a part of the Cornish Railways, but if you don't want to download the whole thing, a little part of it. By the way, the Cornish Railways and Bodmin and Wentford Railway was made by Marky, who's in chat. There. Like, there. Right. That was still such a surprise. Because I drove on the route, this beautiful route, and then the guy who made it he was just in chat. Like that's fun. Anyway, yeah. I'll now read chat, and then we'll end the stream. So, after a few moments, the bucket came up again. I gazed at it, happily. Ah, here we are. Wonderful. She looked happier again and smiled. I slyly smiled back. Great, I said. Dolores looked at me. Yeah, she said. But now what do we do? My spirit got filled with frustration. Ghost rabbits and fiddleferns. And lettuces. I exclaimed. The bucket is attached to the pulley thing. Well, it usually is. Oh, the issue was about taking the bucket with you. Because we need the bucket on... Oh, so you need to separate... Oh, I see. Well, don't they have some animal bladders they can invert... Or they can use as water skins? Because that's actually historically correct. Water skins, like you might find in Pathfinder or D&D, are actually referring to a thing that was a real thing in the medieval era, which were animal bladders that were used to carry around water, because obviously bladders are very good at stopping moisture from seeping through, very water resistant, which is what they were used. So they were used for that. So a very disgusting thing, but it's another bit of history that adds to your worldview of the medieval era. Now, thank you very much for attending this. What's the word of it? Not conference. Seminar. Thank you all very much for attending the seminar on medieval history. Next time, we'll cover bridges, barges, and the importance of cleaning up animal dung. So, thank you all very much for watching. See ya. Bye. CR and BWR by Marky. Yes. Thanks for the shout out. No worries. You definitely deserve it. Definitely. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Thanks from me too. Oh, you definitely deserve it as well. So, thank you all very much for watching. And with that, I'll read chat. Frustrated to pieces, I whipped out my dagger, cut off the rope that held the bucket in place. What do you say now, puny bucket? Puny bucket. The bucket was silent, and so was I. Nice end to the chapter. Right, so, with that, thank you all very much for watching. Let me position the mouse pointer, on the stop streaming button, so that I can elegantly stop the stream while waving. I don't have to wave and say goodbye, then put my hands down, look for it, and then click. That's amateurish. So, right. Bye. Love the stream. Thank you very much. I'm really happy with how the tunnel's turning out. See us tomorrow. Indeed. See you tomorrow. Bye. 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 Same. Great. Bye. Yes. It was very nice tunnel. Bye. Indeed.